Once there was a young boy named Alex who lived in a village surrounded by beautiful gardens.
Every time I walk through the village, I admire the colorful flowers, the tall trees, and the perfectly arranged plants.
But when Alex tried to grow his own garden, it never turned out as he hoped.
The plants didn't grow straight, the flowers were weak, and the weeds seemed to take over every time I tried.
One afternoon, Alex went to the village's oldest gardener, Mr. Thompson, for advice. Mr. Thompson had the most beautiful garden in the entire village. The flowers were vibrant, the vegetables were abundant, and the trees were full of fruit.
But I've been trying for weeks and nothing has changed.
Let me show you something.
Mr. Thompson chuckled softly as he led Alex to a small patch of soil in his garden and pointed to a tiny seedling.
This plant was once just a tiny seed, much like the effort you're putting in. At first, it seems like nothing is happening, but with each day, that seed grows a little bit more.
Alex looked at the seedling and then back at the flourishing garden around him.
But how did it get so big?
Little by little. Every day I spent a little time with my garden. Even when it felt like I wasn't making progress, I knew that every small effort would add up. It wasn't just one day of work, it was every day, even when the progress was slow.
Alex thought about this for a moment and then asked,
So it's not about doing everything perfectly, but just doing something every day?
Exactly. The key is consistency. Even when you don't see immediate results, trust that your effort is making a difference.
That evening, Alex went home and decided to give his garden another try.
Instead of rushing to finish everything, I'll focus on one small task, watering the plants.
Each day, he would spend a little time pulling weeds, adding compost, and taking care of his garden, no matter how small the progress seemed. Weeks passed, and slowly but surely, Alex began to notice changes.
The plants are growing taller, the flowers are blooming brighter, and my garden is starting to take shape.
He was amazed at how much progress he had made by simply being patient and consistent. One day, Mr. Thompson passed by Alex's garden and stopped to admire the growth.
You've done well, Alex,
He said with a proud smile.
You see, the secret is not in grand actions, but in steady, consistent work.
Moral of the story. Success doesn't come from doing everything perfectly or all at once. It comes from consistent small efforts, even when progress seems slow.